It finally happened. PlayStation is ending physical games in 2028. Let's talk about it. Over on the PlayStation blog, Sony basically announced that physical disc production will be ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation consoles. And let me actually read the whole article because it's pretty short. They say, in response to shifting trends in consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only, said Sid Schumann, he, him. Oh, he uses pronouns. I'm not shocked that this is the type of decisions that they make. Because, like, why would your sexual preference matter? He says, as consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028. Following this date, new games will be available on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. This transition has no impact on games that are already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in this format. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends as the general preference for digital media significantly outpaces physical discs. This transition will enable us to align more closely with how most of our community prefers to access and play games today. We'll continue to prioritize our resources to drive innovation in how players can access games and provide choices as to where players prefer to purchase new games. Whether that's at retailers or PlayStation Store, we remain committed to delivering a world-class gaming experience to our fans, and we thank you for your continued support. And they have the audacity to ask, do you like this? I mean, obviously, the majority of the people's reaction is I haven't seen a single positive reaction to this, by the way. To sum it all up, no more physical games, and let me tell you something, I think this could have been perfectly avoided by PlayStation or other companies, because let's be honest, Xbox is going to follow this as well. So that means that PlayStation 5 physical edition PS5s will be the last ones. I got a PS5 Pro with the disc drive. I got the disc drive separately. And yeah, it's just sad that this is the state that we're at. If these are the kinds of decisions that Sony is making right now, then I don't know if PS6 is going to be a good console, not gonna lie. I mean, I know Xbox is going downhill, and I don't know if we're going to have Xbox as a company in a year or two, but Sony, if they keep going at this, then most people are going to be just PC gamers. A PS5, PS4, these are going to be ancient consoles that they're just going to continue to support. I don't know. Personally speaking, I am not a fan of this change. If they truly wanted to continue physical games, they could have. I personally think that, hold on. I understand not wanting to release games through discs, but the technology has improved so much that you could fit huge files in small capacities like this, small physical capacities like this. So this is a SanDisk USB that I have. It's 1 terabyte, and I usually carry this everywhere if I have some important files that take up a lot of space that I can't store in other devices such as like my laptop. I carry that with me, and I do believe in this. All right, they did this a while ago where their disc formats were a lot different back in the day for the PSPs because the console was really small. Obviously they couldn't fit a whole ass disc into it, so they made these thing called UMDs. Let me show it to you. As you can see, you get this tiny disc platter. Like back in the day when Sony actually like cared for their consumers, because right now they're basically dead to me with this announcement. Back then they would have done everything that they could to prevent this from happening. I know the issue, it's just that they constantly layer DVDs, all right? They're made out of layers, and they constantly stack these layers so that they can process more data. Instead of doing that, add these, bro, add USBs. And you can even control like how much capacity you give to the USBs as well. Release like, let's say like 128 gigs, 256, 512, and then 1 terabyte USB sticks, and every single time that a game requires less data, sell it in the 128 gig. Hell, you can even do 64 gigs. You could sell them in these like different capacity USB sticks, and then at that point the consumers get a physical storage format for their games, and you know, like a nice case and everything like that, and you as a company still get respect. Because like I'm already not happy with PC games not coming in physical forms, because like, you know, Steam basically took over everything, and everything is digital right now. But the pro side of PC gaming is that a lot of the times you have platforms like GOD, or a lot of the times Steam is okay with whatever you do with your own media. A lot of the times, maybe they won't say this publicly or in a legal capacity, but I had situations where there were games that I physically owned and they didn't work with the retail version, so I downloaded cracks and I downloaded patches to the games that I bought so that I would make them work. But on PlayStation, sometimes there's like a lot of issues with the in-game settings. Sometimes there are certain games that I can't play with the settings that, you know, Sony put together for the console, so I don't have the flexibility see the like modified game files to make it work. I'm just there, like whatever with Sony gives me. Yeah, so like at least on PC, even though games are digital, there's always types of people that are, you know, making mods to like make the graphics look better and preserve it in a better shape. Sometimes like some people do like mods to like compress the files and stuff like that. Unfortunately, a lot of these types of stuff happen in like the piracy community, but I personally think it's not that big of a deal, considering that majority of the time the games that actually go through these changes are like more than a decade old, because at that point the companies don't even profit off of these games anyways. Instead, for example, it happened with Tomb Raider, they move on to make new games. Yeah, sorry for yapping a little bit, but it's just, I'm not happy. I am personally not happy at all with this change. I mean, if you ask me, instead of this, like I said, USB drives, all right, put a little like graphic here as well to make it look nice, like this format. You can get drives up to like 1 terabyte, all right? It would have been nice to have something like that instead of this drastic and terrible change. What do you guys think about it? Do you think this is a good change? Do you think this is a bad change? Write in the comments below and I'll respond to it if necessary. Love y'all. Take care. And see you in the next content. Bye-bye.